Oh, yeah. What the fuck is up? All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's see, guys. Let us see. I'm waiting for a few people to stroll up in here. But anyway, with that said, I got to give you guys a quick little update. I got to give you an update for sure. Man, I'll tell you, this is probably TMI for the first minute of the show, but whatever. I got to let you guys have it. I've literally taken 5 dumps in the last 24 hours. It has been insane. This carnivore diet. I saw Joe Rogan post something up the other day about it too. I was like, nah, that's not going to happen to me. I was like, I'm past the 7-day mark. I'm good to go. That's not going to happen to me. And boy, I will tell you, holy crap. That's exactly what it is. It is holy crap. Yesterday, I don't even want to describe the stuff that's come out of my rear end. And the scariest part too is this, like, you can no longer trust the fart. Yeah, exactly. You cannot trust the fart right now, man. I'll tell you what. I was like, because before I've gone through the keto flu with doing keto. I've gone through, like, I've literally gotten the flu from keto flu. Dog, what are you doing over there? My dog's going nuts. Chance man, chill boy. I know you like when I go live, huh? Anyway, yeah, never trust a keto fart. Never trust a fucking carnivore fart either. I'll tell you, I'm scared to go to jiu-jitsu at the moment. Someone go neon belly on me, or I fucking just turn a little too quick, let one rip. I'm messing up my fucking gi pants. I'm not cool with that. So stand up it is for a little while till this gets going, but it's been wild. I'm 10 days in. I'm 10 pounds down though. I'm starting to get fucking ripped. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm excited to see how far it goes, the direction it goes, man. Fuck, does this diet suck? Yes. Is it awesome though at the same time? Yes. It's so fucking easy. It's so strange. It's so easy. But at the same time too, man, I'm telling you, I'm like, I would fucking punch someone in the face right now for a goddamn Krispy Kreme donut or some shit like that. Like, I have gone 10 straight days with 0 carbohydrates. 0. Like, I'm staying as strict as possible to being fucking carnivore as I can. Shit, here's my dog right now. He's over here looking around for bits. He is following me everywhere now too. It's crazy because he knows I got meat. That's all I've ever fed him. I feed him raw every night, straight meat, and he's just obsessed with this diet right now. But yeah, oh man, took a massive. I don't want to go into it, but it's been insane. It's been wild. I hope it gets back to some solidity is all I gotta say. And yeah, that's what I think too. I think that's what's going on. I felt insanely tired the last day. Last 24 hours, I've been super tired. There's a part of me that's like, dude, go eat some fucking other food. And I just said no. Whenever that happens, really all I got to do, whenever I want to go eat some other food, all I do is I just eat some more meat quickly. And it kind of like, it's weird. It satiates it, right? It's like you're in this kind of strange, like badland where it's like, just get through it. And once you get through it, shit's going to be all right. I'm thinking once I get down to the body weight that I want to be at, I might try to do I'm going to try to, I know Aaron, one of the dudes in our forum, he talks about this where I'll probably do like a, yeah, if you're hangry for sugar carbs, that is the case. Absolutely. Yeah, those little gut bacteria are probably going crazy. We got a bunch of people up in the chat, by the way. I hope we're hitting that like button. If you're stopping in, hit that like button and leave. I don't care. That's cool. But either way, hit that like button. Also, if you're up in the chat, say what's up. As much as I love my dear friend Philip Franklin here, he's the only one saying shit. It's like we're having a back and forth. I should just pull him onto the podcast. Anyway. So yeah, that's what's been up as far as diet is concerned. My problem too is I try to go way too hard. I try to go hard, especially when I first, because you feel good when you first start a new diet. It's kind of like a placebo kind of thing that's going on. So I'm like, fuck it, let's push. This go around, I'm like, all right, slow it down a little bit. What's up, John S? What's up, One Man's Way? Love it. Thanks for coming in here. I slowed it up just a little bit, even though like my goals are to go to the gym 5 days a week, jits 3 times a week, Muay Thai 3 times a week. Try push downs. You know what's the worst is calves. That's what kills me. Calves and hamstrings are fucking the worst. Anyway, slowed it up a little bit. Still hitting my goals, but I'm just slowing it up a little bit. I'm keeping it a little bit easier. And then I'm going to ramp up as I adapt more and more to this diet. But it's crazy to see how much weight is being dropped this rapidly too. So it's really awesome. My muscle fullness is still there. It's not ideal, but it's not terrible. I'd say it's better than when I was doing keto, as weird as that sounds. But I think what I'm going to do in the future, once I hit the goal weight, I probably want to be down to about 225, I think is my goal weight. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling at jiu-jitsu. Calves suck. Calves are the worst. If I'm feeling too light at 225, well, then I know that also I could probably afford to do a little bit of carbohydrate stuff. And I think what I'm going to start doing is some fruit, bring in some like blueberries and some blackberries and maybe some heavy cream. Do something like that. I'm thick. I'm fucking 242 as of this morning. Big boy. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Nice, dude. Watching from my Apple TV. Flat screen is hanging against the neighbor's wall. Wonder what they think of the content I listen to sometimes. You're red pilling them from afar, my man. It's all good. Yeah, HGH will preserve your muscle. That burst output is what suffers. Yeah. We'll get on that. Or am I already on it? Who knows? Bum, bum, bum. Man, I'll tell you one thing too. I just went and got a new what's it called? Beard cream. Beard cream. I was doing like a beeswax kind of oil type of thing before. I'll tell you what, I don't really like the oils that much. Not the oil like the tincture, but like the balm, right? I don't like that stuff. It makes me feel too greasy. So I just went and got some it's looking pretty good too, feeling it. I got some Cremo, that brand. I was at Rite Aid. I was like, fuck it, why not? And it's got like this mint to it and it smells. I like that better. I was like, yeah, you know what? That's kind of what I want to be smelling right now. I don't really like the one that I had before was something I got off of Amazon. It was just too I don't know how to explain the scent. It was like old manish in a way. Number one thing I don't like to smell like, and you guys could probably tell this by the fragrances that I choose, like the fragrances that I like to wear. I don't like anything that smells kind of like that typical like barber masculine style. I don't like anything that smells like what are the scents I'm trying to talk about right now, guys? Not a brand, but what's that kind of type of scent that I'm thinking of here? Like something that's like old school traditional masculinity, like that barbershop scent to it. That shit drives me nuts. I hate it. I think maybe because back in boot camp, they had Aqua Velva and they used to like spray it on people that stank, and it was just like they would overdo it. And it's just like it was such a I don't know. I just can't stand it. I don't like that stuff. Yeah, musk. Musk is one. Look up Johnny Slick for beard oil, owned by a Marsoc Raider. Cool. Yeah, we'll take a look. I'm just wondering if it's going to be too much of that masculine scent that I'm talking about. I like a little bit more of the like low key niche types of things that people aren't expecting. That's why I was really happy with this mint. It's a different kind of smell, but I enjoy it. Oh shoot, I forgot to turn this one on. Get out over here. There we go. It's looking all red for a little bit there. I was like, what's going on here? Anyway, still look good. Still look fucking fabulous. Oh, man. So that's been my day. I got a big announcement to make, and there could potentially be someone coming on the air today. We'll see. We'll see. Kind of our correspondence was a little bit ragtag, but we'll see what's going on. So I might have a surprise for you today. We'll see what happens. Let's fucking hope so. Anyway, what's good, War Tribe? I did go-kart Audubon track today. 50-mile kart racing was a heck of a forearm workout. Yeah, I did that K1. I did some K1 racing here in San Diego a little while ago. I think they go like 42 to 45. My heavy ass, they probably had it going at like 40. But that shit's fun. I do that because I like to drive fast. I'm used to having like performance vehicles. I don't right now. Not since rebuilding my life after fucking closing down a business do I have a fucking nice sports car. But I'll tell you what, I don't get pulled over. I don't get pulled over driving the way I drive. So that's pretty good. I'll let you guys know what I have. I'm not too ashamed of it. I have a 2014 Ford Fiesta. It's like a little go-kart itself, man. Oh, what a fucking what a fucking joke. But yeah, every once in a while I'll go to like K1 and I'll kind of try to get that out. Excuse me. Fuck. I'm going low caffeine today too. I decided to fast off of caffeine for the day. Oh, it's killing me. No carbs and no caffeine. I'm fucking retarded. I'm going to take a look at these guys. I wouldn't mind supporting something like that. Maybe even reaching out to them a little bit and seeing if they could sponsor. Vanilla and tobacco is what I'm using now. I love vanilla and tobacco. As a matter of fact, I talk about fragrances a lot. Tobacco Vanille from Tom Ford is one of my top favorite scents. It's not actually, fuck, I'll go grab it. I only got the fuck. Oh man. Whew. People look at my CTSV and I just tell them I'm going to bingo. That's funny. Excuse me. So, gents, speaking of fragrances, I have 3 Tom Ford fragrances. Tom Ford is my favorite designer up to this point. I have Tom Ford's Oud Wood. Man, this was a little bit pricey. And then this one was really pricey. I think I've talked to you guys about it before. Fucking fabulous. This is like my niche scent. I love wearing this. Actually, I'm going to spray some on a little bit right now. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. I fucking love this scent. Don't go copying me with it, though. Fuck it. You can. Just be like, my dude wears it. Oud Wood is awesome, too. God damn, this is like... Oh, man, it's so fucking crazy. Very, very masculine. It's kind of got a bit of that, like what I talked about before, where I don't like that kind of old man stuff. There's a hint of it, though. That kind of keeps you locked into like that older style of cologne, like fragrance. But it's just like completely different. It's a scent that like knocks you off, throws you off a little bit. Ouds are very weird. I don't know if you've ever heard of oud. It's O-U-D, right? Oud Wood. Very, very sophisticated. I like this for more of like a black tie, or if I'm going to go into like a no kidding office type environment where it's a little bit stuffy. But then here I got Tobacco Vanille. I only got the travel size on this one just because those cost a bit. So Tobacco Vanille. Fuck, holy crap. This smells like what you want to walk into when you go to a cigar shop. This is like the best fucking, what's it called? I usually spray a little bit on my wrist. Oh. Yeah. Oh. So it first opens up pretty tobacco-y, to be honest with you. But then after 5 minutes or so, it really settles down. It comes off with a very sweet vanilla. So it's not something that I personally wear like on my neck and that I want to trail, because it's very, 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 what's it called? Very sweet. but I like to have it like on my wrist, because once it settles and like I go reaching for something, then that'll kind of waft. But then my other scent that I have is going to be something that's completely different. So absolutely, absolutely love it. Still get chicks with appealing. Yeah, you know, that's the thing is, and this is something that I had to learn. This was something that was big as far as part of my game was concerned, because prior to all this, I believed that I had to have all of these big materials in order to attract women and all this other stuff. And don't get me wrong, I did. I attracted women. It's just not to the level that I attract women today. And because game is king. Game is king. So, even now, like even when I do pull up in my 2014 Ford Fiesta or whatever, it's like whatever. Living here in San Diego is a little bit different too. It's not as bougie or whatever. The other thing that I learned too is, so I had peak car was my 2008 or 2009 BMW M5. It was a V10. Oh, fucking just tremendous car, great shape. I had this back in 2015. I think it was a 2009, I want to say. And man, I will tell you one thing. When you're not rich, first and foremost, you don't want to own a supercar, because those things whenever you own an M or any of those like higher level performance cars, you always want to set aside about $7,000 for maintenance a year. That's on the average side. So you got to understand these things are an investment, not to mention you got to put high octane and all this other stuff and blah, 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 blah. But what I'm getting at here is this. You know, I'd walk out, I'd park as far away as possible as I can from an entrance to wherever. I was that guy, right? I want my car to be pristine. I'd still walk out and there'd still be fucking dings and dents and scratches. People would fucking back into it and drive away. This thing was white with black wheels too. It's like you couldn't miss it all. So, or you couldn't fucking miss a single fucking scratch on it or whatever. How fucking annoying. And that was my daily driver. Aside from my 2014 Ducati Street Fighter. That was my daily driver. And it was a fucking beast of a car. One of my favorite fucking drives. As a matter of fact, when I hit it big this year, because that will happen, I'm probably going to lease a 2021 BMW M5 Comp. And then I'm going to buy another car. You guys got to stay tuned to my Instagram for that. And then I'll probably buy another car. I got 3 specific cars that I want to buy, but I'm going to lease the BMW M5 Comp. That thing is a fucking badass. I'm going to lease it just so I can fucking continue to trade up whenever they come out with newer models. Fuck it. Here you go. Here's an old model. I want the new one. I love M5s. That was the fucking greatest drive of my life. That V10 was fucking stupid. It was more than 500 horsepower to the wheels. Every time you accelerated, and especially one of my favorite things that I like to do was, instead of going straight line, I'd go up to Palomar Mountain, and it has the most insane switchbacks that I've seen thus far, which is essentially what the M5 was created for. It's an Alpina, right? It's meant to like climb fucking mountains and take those turns. And it's just the best fucking drive of my life. So yeah, actually you could probably check out, there's a Lexus LFA video that was done a little while ago where they went up Palomar Mountain. You guys should take a look at that. They went up the southern slope though. And I think I normally do like I think it's the eastern. But yeah, anyway, cars don't really matter if you have frame, but you should have all your other shit in line. You're allergic to, what do I think of Polo? I haven't smelled a Polo fragrance in a long time, to be honest with you. Same thing with Boss, but those are usually some big go-tos for like some designer stuff. I also try to stay away from things that are a bit like all the stuff that I smelled growing up when I was a kid. So I'm about to be 35. I was born in 1985. I'll be 35 next month. All the things that were popular when I was in high school, I try to avoid 100%, just because they bring back bad memories. I don't know why. I think it's because everyone fucking would drown themselves in this stuff, and it was important at that point in time. Cool. Hang on. I'm going to read that out loud in a second. I don't know why. But yeah, it just reminds me of a time where people were trying too hard. When I wear fragrance now, I'm not trying hard. I wear fragrance now because it puts me in a specific state of mind, and I like it as like the cherry on top. And it's fun and it's playful. I don't like to wear scents. I don't like to wear fragrances that are gonna like reach across a room and be like, "Hey, look at me." And a lot of those scents during that time frame to me felt like that's what it was, right? And then it's just too consumer. It was even hard for me. Like I have Acqua di Gio Profumo, which is obviously the same DNA as Acqua di Gio, which is the best, like the highest grossing and probably one of the best selling colognes out there. And I had a hard time pulling the trigger on that because I was like, ugh, it's just so mainstream, right? But I got the Profumo, which is a bit different, and it's a lot more expensive. And it's not bad. I wore it the other day. After wearing it for about 2 to 3 hours, I was like, all right, I want this off of me though. So that's kind of what my thing is I like something where it's not going to annoy me. And um, I have a few that actually, as I wear them, kind of annoy me. So I don't wear them often because the scent is supposed to evolve. There's some guys that like spraying stuff on there that it's like, all right, it smell like I want this to smell the exact same way as it opens. And it's like, yeah, I get that, but not me. I don't want that at all. Anyway, my best friend is dating a fat feminist with purple hair and a nose ring. Sounds like you need a new best friend. Honestly, I mean, I hate to say it, but if you're red pill and you're attracted to these kinds of conversations and this kind of mindset, your days are numbered as far as that friend being your friend, plain and simple. It's one of those things that you got to make the decision now. That's part of the red pill. Ugh. All right, we'll talk about that one man's way. I'll pull that up in a second. Let me get through this guy first. Also, hey guys, I'm thinking about. I was just looking at it. I'm thinking about getting Blog Talk Radio so that you guys would be able to call in, so that people will be able to call in. Give me a 1 in the chat if that's something that you guys would be interested in having added to this, as well as being able to call in live to Red Pill Smash Bros with John Fitch and I, where we can give you guys some I guess critique, some feedback. 1's in the chat if you want to do some call-in stuff, or if you'd be willing to call in. Yeah, so going back to what you're saying, your best friend is dating a fat feminist with purple hair. Like I said, that relationship is on its way out between you and your best friend. I have Streamlabs. I used to do Streamlabs all the time. I guess I just don't know how to operate things that well. I'm kind of a tech tard. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I like iPhones. It's like point, click, shoot, boom. That's it. That's the type of person I am when it comes to things. Honestly, when it comes to technology, it's like the simpler the better. So that's why StreamYard is my new best friend. I can do all this stuff, pull people's comments up on there. It's perfect. I like this stuff as simple as possible. Lots of ones in the chat. It's awesome. Anyway, going back to you, man. Get rid of that friend. Don't try to convert because it sounds like that person. Whenever someone's getting involved with a feminist, there's something deep down where they're truly addicted to codependent and toxic relationships. That's what they're telling you. And the other thing that you're going to see is this, man. And this is what feminists are really well known for, is especially if you're in this position in life where you're kind of dealing with like the red pill, which is all about individualism, turning yourself in the mental point of origin and all this other stuff. She's going to end up pulling him away from you anyway. It's a lost battle. I hate to say it like that, but that's the nature of the beast. I'm pretty sure he only goes for that cow for sex. She's insufferable though, like a real caricature of a feminist cow. Exactly. So there's some kind of addiction to codependency and toxic relationships. So it's not the type of person that you personally want to have a relationship with either. I have quite a few friends in my past as well. Same boat. Guys that are codependent. Well, first and foremost, they smoke way too much weed. They want the woman to take control in the relationships. They look at them more as a mommy. Friends that know full and well that they're in a relationship with a woman because she lied to them about being on birth control, and he was dumb enough to come up in her and then have a baby, and now they're trying to turn it into the whole fucking Christian beautiful marriage kind of thing. Like it was immaculate conception. It's like, no, your chick's a whore and lied to you and said that in order to manipulate you into marrying her. Like plain and simple. And then other friends that realize that their wife is a feminist, and they just kind of like pull the bag over their head, and they're like, oh, well, I'll convert her one day. But the reality is the only converting that's going on is you to her. Right. So crazy. Yeah. Who cares? If you got her on Tinder, guess what? Catch and release. Catch and release. Wear a condom, pull out. Make sure you got an eye on your seed at all times. Hey, my man. It's about time. It's about time you started to tune in. I love it. This guy's a G. We've been friends for quite some time. Where was I going to go back up to? I was going to go back up to One Man's Way. I had 3 flaked dates this week. My dude, hey, have you thought about joining War Tribe yet? Honestly, because this is what we talk a lot about, and especially the big thing is you can hop in on the webinars on Sunday, and I'm going to be able to break down all the things that you're doing wrong. We got a lot of guys in there right now where they're becoming so fucking. I mean, here's the deal. They're not becoming pros. I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you that they're becoming pros, but they're putting in the work and they're getting better each week. I want to take a moment right now to appreciate an individual. And this is something that we're going to talk about today. Well, first off, I got to appreciate Philip Franklin. He's always up in here. He's on point. He's always posting something up in the War Tribe. He's a fucking G. He's building his stuff. He's getting it down, right? He's willing to put in the work. And another individual is my man, Brent. And I got to tell you one thing about Brent. Here we go. Brent, right now, I hate to say this on air, but I got to say it. Brent right now is, he's not killing it. Right? Like, we both equally get frustrated with what's going on because he's like so close. He's so close. But I'll tell you what. There's something that I got to say about this dude. And this is something that's going to tie into like the main aspect of what we're talking about today. Sure. Is he not successful right now? No. But he's getting there. And it's because he has this one specific trait that most people do not. He has the ability to pull the trigger. That's fucking huge. Like, what most people don't understand is a lot of people sit there and they hem and they haw and they fucking wait to make decisions. This dude makes a fucking decision right then and there and he goes for it. He's like for instance, like just talking about one thing that's in, I'm not going to bring it up. If you guys want to know what we're talking about in War Tribe, you need to join. And that area needs to remain just between us bros. So we can't, I'm not willing to talk about anything that's discussed in there. So just to make that shit clear. But he posts up quite a bit about stuff he's doing and he's making changes. And then whenever I make a suggestion or I tell him to do something, he's like, all right, doing it right now. All right, implementing that right now. That is tremendous. Most people, it's like, hey, dude, yeah, I cover all that stuff in my online dating mastery course. You should buy it. Okay, on it, doing it, right? It's like, that's the ultimate level of investing into oneself. It's like, I need to make changes, but everybody sits there and they wait for a sign. Like Jesus Christ himself is going to come down and open the fucking gates of heaven to you. Be like, hey, walk through this way and your life is going to be all right. It's like, no, motherfucker. When people give you the sign, you got to fucking take it right then and there. Like you got to go. And, that's huge. Honestly, that's a huge. It's only in due time will the successes fall in line when you're able to be that type of individual. Plain and simple. Like that's a better trait to have than what most people give credit to, if that makes sense. So just to kind of throw that out there. Let me hit this real quick. What are your thoughts on NoFap? I believe you should not jerk your pee-pee as much as possible. Okay? Do I think it's a sin and you're going to fucking suffer from eternal damnation? No. If you're suffering with women and you're not getting the results that you want with women, I think you should stop playing with your pee-pee and you should stop watching porn. You should join the War Tribe. You should invest in online dating mastery, and you should go out and you should learn how to go pick up babes, right? Plain and simple. The only time that I think that jerking it is good for you, honestly, this is me being real, is when you separate from a woman. Like if you have like a long time relationship or something like that, because what most people don't understand is there's a chemical bond that goes on between you and her. Yeah, we could talk about that too. Also, join War Tribe. We talk about that in there. As a matter of fact, I was going to make a post about that later on so that we can keep it off air, but whatever. I don't give a shit about talking about it. Oh, that was you. Cool. I joined your War Tribe last Sunday, but I was worried my audio wasn't going to be good. I need to buy a camera for my computer. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for being in there anyway. Where was I? Oh yeah, NoFap, and then I'll go to what Phil is saying. I would much rather you, because I'll tell you one thing that's happened. It's happened to me in the past where I've hooked up with girls, obviously like didn't wear condoms with them and all this other stuff because they were my girlfriend and all this other shit. You create like some kind of bond that occurs there, right? Especially if the sex is really good. And when you remove that relationship from your life, you're still it's like an addiction. So I'd much rather a guy, well, number one is like, I'd much rather you go out and try to pick up vagina and bang that way. But if you're having issues with it, and the worst thing you could do, right? Because you'll be sitting there sometimes and you'll be like, man, I should fucking text her. I should text her. Oh my God, I want to text her. Well, that's just your hormones and your neurotransmitters fucking sitting there and like turning against you, right? Dopamine, oxytocin, all this other shit. Go and beat that fucking salami. Make that thing spit it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely 100%. Get it out of your system. Because afterwards, you're going to start to think more clearly. And you're going to be like, okay, cool. I now know I shouldn't contact her, right? Once you draw that boundary, boom, cut it out. So, but for the majority of you guys are probably touching your peepees a little bit too much. I give myself once a month. I'm not a big fan of saying never again, because never is not an option in this reality, right? Everything is a tool, and sometimes you might need that tool. So saying never is kind of like, when you say never, it kind of means like, I'm going to end up being that way because you're trying so hard not to ever. So it's almost like you're better off just giving yourself parameters that you should live by that are a little bit more humanly grounded, right? You got to understand human behavior. It's like, if I say I'm never going to jerk off again, next month, you're probably going to jerk off like 40 or 50 times, right? Because it's like, that's just how it is, right? You're spending so much energy fighting something. It's like, you're going to probably be weak and break. So give yourself, once a month. I don't think porn is terrible. I like watching porn every once in a while. I think there's some hot babes on there that do some gnarly shit that I want to check out. Like I said, I give myself once a month. Sam, hop up in the War Tribe. Start telling us all about it. TRT, but never SARMs. I've never done SARMs either. I actually just got on peptides last month. I'm doing ipamorelin and CJC 1295. I don't know if I'm going to continue them. I feel good, but I also feel sleepy. It's weird. My sleep is like super, super, super deep. It's weird. Big fan of HGH though. I just started using that too. 2 IU a day. Just like he said. Perfect. Do you stay on it or do you use a post-cycle therapy? If you're using a TRT, if you're using a test, that's when you're going to have to PCT. But SARMs. I'm not going to speak on SARMs, but I'm from what I know with peptides and from what I know with HGH, because they're naturally occurring hormones, you don't have to. The War Tribe is a community. www.thewartribe.com. It's a men's community. It's a forum where we talk about all the stuff that you guys are asking me about right now in here, and we talk about this stuff. And then every Sunday, I go live with the group of guys that are part of War Tribe, and we do a webinar for 2 hours where you're able to ask me questions about what you're having issues with, and then I give you feedback on that. And then it's not just the one way. It's still kind of a mastermind. People are able to chime in on other things, but it's pretty fucking awesome. So yeah, great questions. I use jerking to clear a head. When I'm less horny, I have a clear head and make better decisions. Yeah, at the same time though, if you're not fucking, you got to get out there and you got to get fucking too though. That makes sense. It's the abundance mindset. I'm at a point right now where I'm like, I don't worry about women on rotation because I'm masterful in that environment, right? So when I jerk it, it's a fucking tool for me to do whatever. Like, for instance, last week, I made the decision over the last week and a half, and this is something I kind of want to announce too. I made the decision over the last week and a half to just chill out on women because I have some other things that I'm working on. Like, for instance, the fact that I have officially just finished my second book, which is now in the editor, and the book cover is currently being made. And I will be releasing the release date here soon. So book 2, when I release the release date, I will be telling you the title of it and where to find it. So I use it as a tool when I'm trying to keep myself from going, because like it's so easy when you start picking up women easily to just like turn that into your life. Like John from MLD talks about it. You go through like a kind of red pill gluttony phase where you're just like 5-6 dates a week, 5-6 different women a week. It's fucking epic, right? So sometimes I'll be sitting there and I'm like, man, I want to call this girl up, but I'm fucking like, I want to work. We got 30 people up in the chat right now. Please do hit the like button. And if you are curious about joining the War Tribe, the link, well, it's not really a link. It's on the banner. You can at least type that in. And I'll even be a fucking real G here and I'll type it in the chat so you can use it as a hyperlink. Muy bien. I'm on day 4 of quitting dip. Good for you. I never really got into dip, to be honest with you. Just not my thing. It's a little bit too gross. Brian Yoshi says, "What's up, my guys?" Anyway, going back to the dip. Good on you for quitting. Every once in a while, I'll do snus, but that's like maybe like once a year. I'll get a can like once a year. What's your streaming schedule like for YouTube? I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out myself, to be honest with you. I'm trying to come on here now at 4:30 to 5 o'clock p.m. and I'm probably going to do that. I'll give you guys at least 3 days a week, but I'm trying to do more. Okay. Because, excuse me, the problem is that I also, so just this platform, just this way at 4:30, 5 o'clock, I want to do that 3 times a week where I'm just doing a one-on-one with you. Because John Fitch and I go live twice a week. That's 3 p.m. on Wednesdays. And then we're going over to 1:30 p.m. on Sunday with Red Pill Smash Bros. And then Saturdays, I'm on Rule 0 sometimes, but I'm on like standby and in the chat there. And then I go live with Modern Life Dating Dude Party at 11. And we usually go for like 2.5 hours there. So I'm pretty much on the air like 6 days a week, which I know it sounds crazy, like, but this takes some energy, guys. I'm not like, it really does. Like, it's not easy. It seems like this might be easy, but it is not. This is not easy to run a show. Anyway. All right, we'll get there to you, Masquerade, here in a second. Is the War Tribe of a forum with threads? Yes, it's a forum with threads, but then I throw in the added benefit of every Sunday. Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. I forgot to mention is also on Sundays for 2 hours, I have a webinar with my guys. So I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff all around. So that's why my schedule on here, when I do this stuff, it's, yeah, exactly. It's a nag free zone. Absolutely. Is the War Tribe an open forum with threads or is it strictly web? It's both. So Sundays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard, we do a webinar every Sunday. And then throughout the week, you're able to converse about stuff via the forums. So it's a 2 birds with 1 stone kind of thing. Opinion on coconut oil. I started phasing out olive oil for cooking and using coconut oil. No more useless fat for me. Sugar is also out the door. Coconut, well, sorry. First off, olive oil is good for you, especially if you're trying to do something along the lines of like keto or carnivore. Coconut or olive oil is tremendous for you. Butter, tremendous for you. If you're keto, heavy whipping cream, right? Tremendous for you. Those fats are ideal for you to be rocking and rolling. So don't be afraid of using olive oil. I love olive oil. As a matter of fact, I think cooking in olive oil is a lot better than cooking in coconut oil. Coconut oil has a high flash point, and it's a lower. It's lighter. It doesn't have the same flavor. It doesn't have the same character. It doesn't keep things as juicy as olive oil does. You should be sleeping with the women you want to sleep with as often as you want to. It should all be your frame. Absolutely. This is something you should be. I write this. I mean, this is part of my goals. I want a harem of 9s and 10s. Plain and simple. That's the goal. That's what we're going to achieve. Right now, I got the 6s and up. But soon enough, I just want the 9s and 10s. And then, every once in a while, I'll go and I'll have myself a cheeseburger and milkshake, as in my 6s and 7s. Because sometimes 9s and 10s are just too fucking prissy. Fapping is a crutch, but if you're going to do it like a boss. If you're shame fapping, you're doing it wrong. Exactly. You got to get over the shame. Extra virgin coconut oil, avocado oil, and ghee, GHEE, by the way, are good for healthy fats. Absolutely. Don't forget butter. Butter is fucking awesome. It tastes so good on stuff. Like, guys, like this old paradigm of what we were taught was bad for you because of the sugar companies and all this other stuff. Don't listen to it. Like, and the cool part about this is a lot of this shit, believe it or not, stems from like a carnivore perspective. I watched How to Make Butter the other day. It was fucking so cool. I've been watching all sorts of crazy shit on YouTube lately. It's like, I didn't realize it was that easy to make butter. I mean, it's fucking dirty business in a way, right? But it's fucking awesome. So once you start to realize where all this stuff comes from, like really investigating where your food comes from, you're able to draw the connection of how this ties in. Olive oil isn't for cooking. Smoke point is too low. The fats will oxidize while cooking. I disagree. It depends on what you're cooking. Lately, I've been playing with bacon grease, though. Just the finish. But that's way too smoky, and it fucking splatters everywhere. No way. This makes me happy. Chicken nugget time. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Olive oil, super tasty. Absolutely. Don't get rid of it. Just found you through MLD. What's your channel about? I don't know. I'd say go back and look at more of my stuff, but I'm a red pill dude. I'm trying to get guys to make themselves the center focus of their life. I'm exposing a lot of bullshit. I'm helping guys like become fucking Super Saiyan awesome, like godlike type of fucking stuff. I talk about journeying as far as like psychedelics. I talk about rites of initiation into manhood. I talk about rebuilding masculinity in a way that we kind of retake society by creating a counterculture and having that kind of thing occur. I talk about health and fitness a lot. I talk about philosophy, talk about how to make money. And I talk about game, how to fucking pick up bitches, plain and simple. So if you like all that stuff, subscribe. keep on hanging out in here. I saw something else that was up here that was pretty cool. Nope, missed it. Chicken nugget time. I love butter. You should love butter. It's great. Did you hear about the free energy device in the Wall Street Journal? It's the first working magnet earth generator. It powers 4 houses for 10 years. I'm going to make a DIY version. Please fucking do. As a matter of fact, I talk about that. First name, last name. Haven't seen you in forever. Glad to see you in here, man. Believe it or not, book 2. This next book that's coming out, guys. Be on the lookout for it, obviously. And I talk about some stuff in here where we need to figure out a way to have a better form of energy. So I like it. I'm going to look this up afterwards. As a matter of fact, I might pull it up right now. We've known about how to have regenerative energy for quite some time now. I mean, Tesla started it all off, but hang on, magnet energy device, I think. Whatever, I'll look that up later. Doing a show. Come on. That's a good question. Let me pull that up so I can tell you. Got a number from a very sweet blonde Italian 21-year-old with her dad literally at the bar supervising her. That's awesome. Good for you. Her dad obviously approved then if he allowed it to happen, which is a good sign. Bacon grease is fantastic. Absolutely. Do you incorporate affirmations in your daily routine? Whew. I listen to affirmations at night before I go to bed when my subconscious is more open to accepting those things. But when I wake up, I'm kind of in my own zone, if that makes any sense. Like, not knocking anyone who does it, but I'm kind of more of, I talked about this the other day, and I talked about this in MLD's webinar last night. I'll talk to you about that in a second, Sharif. I don't think it's a good idea, but I'll tell you why in a minute. My affirmations, Aiden, are more so like what my goals are, right? And I show people this all the time. And then like what I'm working on here. That's what I affirm my life with in the morning, right? That's how I get everything set up. And I actually look at those before I go to bed too, so that I know what I'm getting into. Oh my God, dude. I am so fucking excited for you. I got my Iboga trip this weekend. I watched you and Troy on Aya. It was really good. Yeah, thanks. If you guys haven't seen that, I went live with Troy Francis yesterday talking about Iboga and ayahuasca and a whole bunch of different stuff. Very good episode. Oil gardens locked them up in the past. Yeah, we need this information free, and it needs to be brought out into the public, and it needs to be allowed to be used, plain and simple. Always saying oil barons, not oil gardens. Fusion will be the main cornerstone of future energy sources. Yeah, I was looking at a bunch of different stuff too, like thorium reactors. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Venus Project. What's his name? Cusco? No. Venus Project. What's his name? Jacques Fresco. There we go. Good stuff. Essentially that's kind of where I would go in the future too, along those lines. I've been thinking about that a lot more. They have like circular cities with like geothermal. That's pretty cool. So I'm trying to figure out, because that's what the book 3 is going to be about, is how do you design a society based off of all the things I talk about in book 2, right? So my second book, right? So first book is Live Your Best Life in 30 Days. If you guys have not read it and you want a free copy of it, I'm going to post up my email address in the chat. And if you'd like a free copy, I'll email you a copy of that. So it's a godofmen@gmail.com. My second book that's coming out here in probably a couple months, we'll see. That talks about how like what has gone wrong in our civilization today and how to fix it. So what's wrong, what are the symptoms, and how we fix it. And then part 2 of that book, which will come out later on, I still got to write, is going to give the no kidding description of how to create that civilization, like how it's set up, right? Almost like a Plato's Republic. Anyway, going back to this, very excited for you, man. I can't wait to hear about it. Please do feel free to email me too, godofmen@gmail.com. Let me know afterwards how everything went. Got a bunch of people up in the chat too. Let's make sure we're hitting that like button. I'm trying weed as a pre-workout tonight. My tolerance is really low, so only 2 hits have me flying. Has this worked for anyone else? I used to do this. I used to be obsessed with cannabis for probably a good 6-7 month time frame. Here's the thing with cannabis that most people don't understand. It's meant to be intoxicating, right? It is a very intoxicating feminine energy. People who have issues still with their attachment to mom are people that are easily addicted and drawn to cannabis. That's what the correlation is. And there's a reason why the Mexicans named it marijuana before, because it's what's known as the whore Mary, right? So it's funny because when you look at things like Rollo talks about this quite often, you have the Madonna whore complex that most people have when it comes to women. So you have the Mother Mary, who is believed to be, the mother of Jesus, and she had immaculate conception and she was a virgin. She was a virgin when she had Jesus. Okay. She was married. She was married to Joseph. How is she a virgin? That makes no sense. Anyway, marijuana is exactly that. It's a whore. That's the energy of it. It's meant to be like a very, very fun, toxic relationship, like what you'd have with a crazy woman. So when you first get involved, you're like, this is the fucking shit. And then 6 months later, like your bank account's getting fucking drawn out. You're fucking not working. Life sucks. Your dopamine is completely fucking hitting the floor. So you're probably going to try it out tonight, even though, because you're not going to listen to me, and you're going to have a phenomenal workout, which is what I used to do. I used to get high and I'd go fucking do CrossFit and I'd be like, fuck, this is awesome. Like I'm crushing it. This feels so great. I don't have any pain. And then 6 months later, I'm homeless. So just, giving you my take of it. It sounds like, when we dream about things that like that, it's probably got a lot to do with your inner child. I know this sounds really hokey, but usually what happens is, like in our dream state, we're dealing with a lot of inner child stuff because there was some pain in our past. And the inner child doesn't understand these things because you haven't really made a connection with them. I talk a lot about inner child work in my book, Live Your Best Life in 30 Days. So instead of spending so much time on here trying to explain that stuff, I just recommend send me an email and I'll send you a free copy. Or you could go to Amazon and you could purchase it if you want to. Because I'll be sending you a PDF. This way here, you can get Kindle or you can get, what's it called? So Live Your Best Life in 30 Days on Amazon, or email me and I'll send you a, what's it called? Aaron, I stopped doing War Story Sunday so that I could do the webinars. I know that sounds shitty, but, there wasn't a lot of response to it, and welling up all of those stories, believe it or not, as much as I enjoy doing it, it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. The next story I was going to tell was like my biggest and craziest story. I should give it some justice by telling that story. So maybe one day when I feel a little bit more like inclined to do so. But as of right now, I'm kind of just growing the brand a little bit more. I love doing War Story Sunday. It wasn't catching on. It sucks to say. It seemed like people didn't really care. Like, I'm not going to put out a whole lot of energy for something that's not going to get some kind of feedback. You know what I mean? So it just is what it is. No big deal. I'm not mad. It's just whatever. The thing I hate about weed is it destroys my discipline and it makes me extremely hungry. And if I smoked weed every day, I'd probably weigh 240. Yeah, weed is not a good thing for you. However, some people need to go through that phase in order to learn how bad it is. I've been doing it for months and it's been a real game changer. Power of attraction is real as far as I'm concerned, especially the mindset attraction. I agree. Now, one thing that I've learned though, Aiden, is this. The second I started writing down my goals, I started to see more attraction come my way, because the whole thing is, it's just like right now, if I said, think of a red elephant, you're going to think of a red elephant, right? Now, if I were to sit here and I were to actually write out my goals, it's the same. It's the same kind of perspective of like when you go and you buy a new car. You probably never ever notice that new car or that type of car being driven around. But the second you buy that car, you now start seeing it pop up more and more and more and more. That's what that power of attraction really is. It's just a filter, right? So when something becomes a priority in your life, your mind starts to signal recognize, right? It starts to pop up and see all these things. So that's really what that comes down to. Venus Project with self-restocking grocery stores and moving sidewalks. That's crazy. Yeah, I'd like to see it less technologically inclined in a way, right? Because I want people to be in shape still and not use technology to make life easier on them. Gravity vortex generation is good too. I made one, the cabin. Awesome. Polyball fusion is what Venus Project was referring to. Cool. I'm going to look at that. There's a science channel that I geek out on every once in a while, so I'm going to have to look at that. Weed was never for me. Either I never felt anything or I had bad trips. Yeah, it's really not that good for you, believe it or not. I love having sex while high, enhances the pleasure for me. Yeah. I don't disassociate any longer, and sex is just as good. God slid into Mary's DMs. That's exactly what happened. Joseph is the father that stepped up. Yep, exactly. Cool. Awesome. I'm looking forward to that email. 71, Helmand Province for me. Yep. I was up in Sangin with the 40 Commandos. Can I still join the webinar without an actual microphone or computer? I have headphones and just the phone. Yes. All you got to do is download Zoom and the link will work there. So you can just use your headphones and your phone. What's up? Appreciate your input on BLM yesterday, man. No worries. No worries. I used to have nightmares of my ex-wife. After Aya, it stopped and the way I dream changed. I don't know if I still would have any, but I should have had a couple bad dreams by now. No, it seems like it was worked out of your subconscious, so it's nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. Anyway, with that said, the title of today's show, Big Accomplishments versus Little Successes. I wanted to actually, before I get into that, let me read this. LOL and the entire religion claiming to be the bastion of patriarchy was created. Yeah, I believe it or not, I actually think that most religions that were stood up actually are meant to serve the feminine. I think they made it seem as though it was a patriarchy because what they were really doing was converting men into plow horses and thinking that it's men's duty to do that. But the reality was it was a means of propping up women. Look at all the society that we've created. Like, look at the end state of everything that's happened from there. And it's all really, truly been to benefit women. There's been very little benefit to men. I mean, sex and babies, that's about it. But other than that. Anyway, big accomplishments versus little successes. I wanted to talk about this just a little bit. We don't have to go too long. But I want you guys to talk about and think about in your own line. No, it's a God of men at Gmail. Think about the feelings of when you've accomplished something big in your life. And then think about some other things in life where you've had like smaller successes and try to compare the two. And before coming on today, I've had a few things in life where I was like, how do the little successes compare to the big successes, right? Or the big accomplishments? And it's like, there's only really been a few big accomplishments in my life that have really been truly impactful, right? Because big accomplishments usually take a long time. And by the time you get there, you're kind of just like, yeah, I'm over this. It just kind of feels good to be done, but it's not anything that's like really life changing, so to speak, right? I think like one big accomplishment, like let's say graduating boot camp. For me, graduating boot camp was like, okay. I was proud. I was pretty proud. You know, that was 3 months of hard work, 3.5 months, something like that. I was like, awesome. This is great. But I knew that there was more ahead, right? So it was kind of weird. But like I had a little success this year that felt tremendous. So like another thing is like getting your degree. Like I got my associate's degree, like my third fucking associate's degree, but really from a fucking college of going to college. And it's just like, meh, okay. But then I got my real estate license this year. And that motherfucker, I was like, oh my God. Right. I was like, I felt so fucking happy after doing that. Why? Because it was super hard. It was super hard. I had to study and I had to do all sorts of crazy shit forever. And it was like, what did that really do for me in reality? It didn't really do much. Right. Like I don't have, I mean, it does, but it doesn't. Right. But that was a big deal. What are some other things? Like, what are some other big accomplishments? I mean, it's so strange because, and the point and the reason why I wanted to bring all this stuff up today is this: like, I feel as though like the little successes are kind of like the turning points that help you kind of lead to the bigger successes. Yeah, fucking jump school. Holy shit. Getting done with jump school, I was like, thank fucking God. I was annoyed by that. 3 weeks of just doing the same dumb shit over and over, especially around you fucking army turds. Anyway, yeah, I feel like the littler successes are much more gratifying because they're more acute, right? It's almost like you go through something that's a little bit more fast paced and a little bit more difficult rather than it being like a long standing, what's it called? It's almost like, I'm sure. Oh man, don't be mad just because we're better, dude. We are the pimps of the military. That is for sure. Anyway, yeah, those little successes, man. I think a lot of people chase after the big accomplishments rather than the little successes. And it's like, no, you got to celebrate those little successes more. I mean, silly of me a little while ago to jump on here and do a celebration for 500 subs. By the way, that was like 2 weeks ago, maybe less, and I'm already at 760. Last I checked, 765. I mean, even then, those aren't big numbers. Those aren't big numbers whatsoever. But still, for me, like that's a big deal. I started this channel from scratch. No previous social media, anything. Like a nobody. Essentially a nobody. And here I am already growing. It's been 4 months, 5 months now. I've dumped a lot of time and energy into it, believe it or not, but it's fucking awesome. It's awesome to see that. Like, I love waking up every day and seeing the channel grow by 15 people, 20 people. I love getting comments and hearing people talk about the stuff that I'm bringing up and like how it's relevant to all that stuff. It's really cool. What defines a little or big success? When I really want it and others don't give a fuck? Does that make it small or maybe big as fuck? Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing is like, I would say the big accomplishments are kind of like what society marks as like what are supposed to be big deals, like buying a house, landing a corporate position, graduating from college, getting your master's degree. What are some other ones that people kind of highlight, right? That are like their big accomplishments. You know, I could tell you that I've never run a marathon, but I've run a Spartan race where I was putting my all into it, and finishing that was like fucking way better than what I'd suspect. It was way better than finishing my triathlon. That was like it was 3 hours. Yeah, triathlon was kind of crazy too. But anyway, I'm literally in school for HVAC right now. Right this second, I'm ready. I'm already super excited to get my hands dirty. Good for you. Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. Like getting that fucking trade certificate and going and doing that stuff. Yes, thank you. I forgot. That's not even a thought in my mind anymore. Right? That I didn't even bring that up. Yeah, I agree. Once you start getting more subs, YouTube will delete your channel. LOL. That's probably true. That's why the War Tribe is there to stay, though. That's why I highly suggest you guys get over to War Tribe, because I do believe my days are numbered on YouTube. Absolutely. You can't be a man in today's world talking truth. Like that is absolutely fucking against the law. It's against the social justice warrior code. On top of the fact that, like, I'm telling you guys, when I release this next book, it's it's only gonna fucking stoke the fire. It's only gonna stoke the fire, man. It's gonna be crazy. It's a good book, though. I must say. You know, that's one of the reasons why I brought this up today is, like, I slept longer than normal today. And I was just sitting there and I was like, why was I so tired? And I just gave my book to the editor, and my cover art for this book is getting created right now as we speak. And I think what happened was, it was just like, it was crazy because, like, there was so much energy put into this that it was almost like a release. Like, once that kind of went off and I like kind of came to like the conclusion that it's almost done and almost completed, my body was just like, ugh. You know what I mean? Like, little successes. Like, you feel it. You feel it. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, this book is just straight up truth. That's all it is. It wasn't created and wasn't intended to piss people off. It was created to just tell the truth. But why not play around a little bit, you know? Keep it light and fun. So you guys will see what I'm talking about here in a little bit. I was married and recently divorced. I wouldn't recommend it in today's climate. The marriage contract is also bullshit, meant to make money for lawyers in the courts. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen the movie Divorce Corp yet, it's a fucking I don't trust these people. I don't trust it whatsoever. Yep. The SJW teddy bear is poking an 800-pound gorilla sleeping in the corner. 100%. It's like those fucking idiots that go and they fucking sleep. Like, who was that dude that went and slept with bears for like a year and then they end up fucking eating them? It's like, you guys, like, you think that life is not what it really is. There's a reality out there and you're not living in it. Oh my God. Let's just drink to that one, right? I have a way of making women great again. It's by creating great men. That's it. It's the only investment you got to make. That's all it comes down to. Men, once we all come together and we decide to turn each other into even better men, that's the way it's going to be, right? Got to turn it into a market. That brother of the guy who slept with lions that got eaten. Yeah, along those lines too. It's like, these people think that they're so mystical that they're going to just bypass biology and nature. It's like, no, like that. Those fucking chickens are going to come home to roost, man. I'll tell you, it's the same thing. Like, I'll even give you guys a little, what's it called? I'll give you a little snippet. I mean, some of my belief system is this, man. I've studied quite a bit when it comes to hunting. I'm a big fan of hunting, right? And hunting has a lot to do with conservation, especially with us being the apex predator or the apex species on the planet. We shape and we formulate our climates, right? Our ecosystems. And in understanding any time where there's a massive population boom, there's always an event that is going to correct that boom. And what it means is it drops off drastically. And as crazy as this sounds, I'm forecasting that same event to occur with the human population. I don't think that we were meant to explode. I mean, I think we were meant to explode this large for a specific reason. I think we're supposed to create the technologies that we created, but I don't think it's meant to be sustained. And I think that, yeah, I think it's going to be a lot different than an ice age. I think we're going to see some different shit, right? We're trapped in the story, right? Like this whole thing that we're living right now is just a big story. You know, time is eternal. We can afford to just keep telling new stories over and over. Why not? Because we're timeless, right? Like, why not just play with different shit? The Ice Age story has already happened. I think we're going to see something new and a little bit more fun happen this time. I don't know. We'll see. I always voted for zombies, but I think zombies are a little bit too far-fetched. And besides, I think the true zombies right now are lefties. I think those are the types of people. They're all about eating people's brains with their fucking delusions. So, and that's not to say that fucking far right people aren't zombies either with their crazy fucking ideologies, but the pollen's gonna kill us. I don't know. I'm just a big fan right now. I believe that the fucking power is gonna turn out for a little while. I think the power is gonna turn out for a little while. I think there's gonna be some environmental changes that happen. And I think that people are going to find their tribes, and then we're going to reset up civilization with a far lower population and with a mindset of what direction to go. That's what book 2 is going to be about, is like, how do you set up a civilization after this, knowing what we know now? So, of course, I've read the Zombie Survival Guide. Of course I have. I love that. I was obsessed with zombies before that came out, and before like I became obsessed with zombies, and it was perfect timing because like World War Z had come out during that time frame, and then The Walking Dead. And I loved The Walking Dead for the first 3 seasons. Now, I don't even know what goes on. I've never seen Jericho. Never seen Jericho. I don't watch a lot of stuff now, guys, to be honest with you. I read, I do my stuff. Actually, lately I've been throwing on. I haven't been reading because I've been writing. It's like staring at words for that long is just so fucking annoying. But I haven't been reading too much, so I've been turning on some movies at night. But I always have trouble figuring out what movies to watch now, because I don't have a streaming service. Excuse me. So I'll usually turn on like South Park or Rick and Morty. But now I'm done with those, so it's like, fuck, what do I watch now? It's the worst. Fucking first world problems for sure. But yeah, big time. Like I used to be obsessed with that stuff, with the zombie stuff. Like I said, Walking Dead, the first 3 seasons were it was pretty good. I really loved that show. And then they just got SJW'd out, and they started bringing in the rainbows and these weird storylines, and it got popular and all this other crap, and just got watered down. That's what happens when you bring women into things. They water it down, loses the message, starts to focus on the SJW stuff, and then I run away. Fucking stupid. Annoying. Anyway. Oh, shoot. I'm going to look this up. This Jericho. Maybe I'll start to watch that Jericho show. Okay. Doesn't look up my alley, but we'll see. All right. I'll take a look at it. 2008. Okay. I've been noticing, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I've been watching a lot of movies from the Rainbow People did indeed invade The Walking Dead, and they destroyed it. That's what they do. I've been watching a lot of movies from 1999. It seems like that was the year that some of the greatest movies ever came out. I'm not going to list any, but I haven't watched Narcos. I think I saw 1 episode, and that was it. And I was just like, meh, whatever. Yep. Anyway, I believe it's that time for me to shill. I got some tri-tip I got to throw in the air fryer because I'm getting hungry. Top Gun 2 is coming out. Ugh, no thank you. Not going to watch it. Let's fight some ballerinas. Absolutely. Also Fight Club. My friends, I've talked about it quite a few times, but let us all join the War Tribe in case I get canceled. And so that you guys can become better men. It's a great community of men where we talk about all the stuff we've talked about on here. It's a free forum where we could talk about whatever we desire. There's some things that were brought up in here that I didn't really want to touch on too much just because of YouTube censorship, but we can discuss it in there on top of us having our webinars every Saturday or Sunday night at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for 2 hours. With that said, that's all I'm going to pitch to you guys right now. Of course, I've seen Roadhouse. I'm a dude. Anyway, with that said, guys, man, I fucking love doing this stuff. I was kind of like unsure as to whether or not to come on today, but I said, fuck it. Let's go for it. Why not? With that said, I think I'm going to come on live tomorrow. Now that I said it, I got to do it. So I'll be here live tomorrow. 4:30. 4:30 indeed. All right. And then that's it. That's all I got. I'm fucking fading fast. I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.